Hello, I'm Sandra Leigh, and today I'm sharing with you a small 15-minute modern Qigong routine with a little bit of metal element throughout the session today. So I invite you to stand in your bamboo in the wind position, so feet together or a little bit apart, finding a comfortable, solid stance there. And from this position, we're going to open our Qi gates, turning your hands outwards as you lift and draw down. Nice and slow. Opening, drawing yourself home to yourself today. Just finding a nice natural breathing rhythm here. Beginning, middle, and end. And then we're going to step out into our basic foundational stance, which is about hip distance apart, a little bit wider. And we're going to settle into one of our most important Qigong forms called Qigong, the art of softening. So we want to think about our feet as being very parallel, if that's comfortable, just like your feet are on two train tracks. I'm going to slightly soften the knee joints. Just open up the front of the hip gates here. So imagine you've got two little eyes sitting on the front of your hip gates there. Drawing in internally, imagining the spine getting nice and long. Think about the back of the neck lengthening and a lifting from the front of the chest, all the way through the crown of your head. Nice softening of the arms, just like you've got little eggs under the armpits. A lengthening of the fingers and a nice sense of open activeness through the whole body. Let's take a release breath here. And anytime throughout the routine you feel like releasing any tension, it's all you need to do. Let's have another one. And I'm going to start with some arm swings to activate shoulder height. And let's just start these gentle little swings. Just soft, shoulder height, little double bounce of the knees. Finding a nice rhythm, even though most of the routine is quite slow. We want to generate that Qi and get it moving through our body right at the beginning of the session. And let's start slowing those arm swings down. And coming back to our basic stance. Coming to the heart center. Pushing heaven and earth. Just take one hand up, palm up, and the other hand down by your side. And lengthen the whole body. And let's come back to the heart. Opposite side. Pushing heaven and earth. Just continue finding your rhythm there. Exploring how that feels for you. Do one more each side, lengthening internally and externally. Back to our heart center, back to our basic stance. We're going to step out now into a horse stance, and that's slightly wider than your basic. We still want to be running on our two train tracks, getting soft in that position. As we come into our spinal twist. Let's take our hands on our thighs, little hinge forward. You should just turn to one side and look over that shoulder. Gentle twist. Let's come back to center, eyes back to center, and twist to the other side. just finding your rhythm, your flow. I'm just here to facilitate these movements. And then ultimately, you're your ultimate guide. Let's do one more each side. Back to center. Let's roll up, chuck the chin. Roll up. Basic stance in horse. Step back into the first position here. And just softening, loosening, sensing, feeling. Tayo yin flow, hands to heart center. Let's lift up, open arms, shoulder width, eyes up, back down through our heart center. Drawing down, little hinge forward as we open the hands to the side, palms out. Draw the hands together, up through center. Tall. And draw it down. Don't forget your little inner smile. Do one more each direction. As we'll come back to the heart and back to our basic stance. As we move into our metal element, our 5 harmonies, a component of our 5 harmonies here. We'll start with our yang expression, stars of heaven. You're going to turn your hands out, and as you float the arms up to shoulder height, you'll start raising your heels, and you'll keep your eyes looking forward, and above your head, you're going to form a little prism. The fingertips will meet, and as the prism starts drawing down, about shoulder height, you'll lower your heels. Draw the prism down in the front with the fingertips pointing forward. You're going to imagine that you've got a big barrel right at the front here, and you're going to lean slightly forward and run your fingertips around the inside of the barrel, forming your prism once more, drawing back to your center. And again. And one more of those. Back to center. And we'll go again. Floating the arms up, heels raise, fingertips meet, draw down your center, heels lower, pause at the dantian, skimming your barrel 3 times. Let's pause here and have 3 nice quiet breaths. And now we'll move into our middle component, starting with our Wuji stance. It's like we're holding a nice big barrel just out the front here. So our metal element represents our lungs and our large intestine. So from here we're going to float the hands, just radiating out the front of the lungs. for a breath. And we're going to bend and scoop, drawing up towards the ears, hands around the ears, just like earmuffs, not touching. You're going to draw the elbows back and lift the chest. From there, draw your arms up, eyes up, palms out as they radiate down. Back into our wuji, our barrel. We'll float out, downwards, scooping up as we come up to the earmuffs. Elbows back, shoulder blades together. And reach, eyes up, palms out, floating down. I'm going to do one more cycle of that. Without words, you can just follow along. Finish this one at our lungs for a breath or two. And our last form today is consolidating heavenly chi. Let's form the prism once more, back at the dantian here. This is our yin expression. It's slightly different from the first one. From here, you're going to imagine you've got a little barrel at the front once more, but this time we're going to stir. One arm draws forward, draws back in. When the other one joins, we go again. Nice, gentle drawing in, consolidating our chi. One more of those. And we'll take a breath once more. As we turn the palms outwards, floating your fingertips to the ceiling, taking your eyes up, forming your prism, drawing down the center, back to our dantian. Let's relax the arms back to our basic stance. Sensing, feeling. From here, we'll close our chi gates. Fingertips out. Nice and slow. Let's make this one the slowest so far. Last moments to turn on that little happy inner smile. It's a representation of self-love and self-compassion. Back to our basic stance. Let's step our feet back into bamboo in the wind. Feet together or close together. Take one hand on top of the other, in front of your dantian. We'll just take a couple of moments of quietness to finish the practice. I'm Sandra Leigh. I hope you've enjoyed the session today. Bye for now.